Hey everybody, my name's Wyatt and I'm Ferda Tunes, and today we got a bit of a news roundup catch-up for you guys. Obviously, shit happened if you've been following the channel, but basically I missed the last 2 weeks, I believe, of the news roundup. No biggie. I shortened it all, so I'm gonna leave a bunch of stuff in the description as I usually do when I miss stuff, but I'm just gonna kind of go through everything, the big events that happened, I guess, and like I said, catch up. So much different type of style episode, but as usual, I'll be covering most of the new releases that came out, and I do these weekly, so if this is your first time tuning in, just expect different next week. More tight, more concise, more focused. Gotcha. So getting the sad news out of the way, Eddie Van Halen and Johnny Nash passed, I believe, just over a week or two ago, and what can I really say, just super unfortunate. Eddie Van Halen, I'm much more familiar with, just one of the best guitarists of all time, really. I feel like that's pretty undeniable, so rest in peace. You always hate to see it, but what I personally love to see was Tory Lanez getting charged over, I think, the last week or two. I know this is basically old news at the time, but all the losers that were in my comments, I don't know. And I mean, while I'm at it, the BET Awards happened just last night, I believe, and Megan won, Best Hip Hop Artist of the Year? I mean, well deserved, really. She kind of bodied this year effortlessly. 2 hits, probably the 2 biggest songs of the year, really. And she won a good few other things, so, I mean, as usual, I praise Megan over here. So getting into the new releases, as I mentioned, there was a shit ton, so I'm gonna put most of them in the description, or just kind of bam through them real quick, just get it over with. So Black Thought and Benny the Butcher both released pretty short, pretty tight, but very impressive rap albums. I think they were both under 40 minutes, both definitely worth checking out. Black Thought especially, I'd say, is one of the most essential rap albums of the year we've heard, and just lyrically went in so many different directions, and even musically tried out some new things that I think went over pretty well, and definitely must listen. And that Benny the Butcher, as I've said, Griselda is on a unbelievable run this year, and this album is proof that they're just keeping that heat in the furnace, man. I found out today, I missed this, Autechre released a surprise album, I think 2 weeks after the release of their planned album. I think it was called Sign, and I was literally planning to get to that album tonight and listen to it, so now I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna bang both of them out tonight and get them out. 2-hour-long albums, so it is Autechre, so, I'm not worried or anything. I'm sure it's gonna be interesting music. Gorillaz released their Song Machine album, which I'm just so very happy with. Just a real big body of collection of singles, but just so many just fantastic songs in there. I would not miss out on that. Ty Dolla $ign also released his featuring Ty Dolla $ign album, and this was a big one too. I think like 25 tracks, but a good hour, so I'm not gonna miss that. I definitely, Ty Dolla $ign, I feel like he always has some heat to bring, so definitely want to check that out. We also got Clipping released, I think their second part of a more horror, or I guess more eerie themed style of rap. I haven't come back to the last one. I think they released it just a year ago, but I definitely want to check this one out and dive back into it and get it back into that feel, because I just haven't been into that kind of, I guess, hardcore hip-hop feel in a little bit, so I'll dive in. So other releases, we got Bruce Springsteen released an album. I mean, who would have thought? Machine Drum came through with a pretty tight, dope electronic album that I can't wait to listen to again, because first listen it just didn't wow me, but it really intrigued me. We got Dinner Party Dessert, and we got a Reason album, New Beginnings, that I heard a little bit of buzz about, but I also not too much. And Ghostman released a new album, if you're into that hard, crazy shit. Most other stuff I'll leave in the description, but singles-wise, we got a new one from Ariana Grande, as well as the new album that's coming out in just a few days, and I'm very, very, very excited for it. That single slaps. And Jack Harlow also released pretty good slap too. It was a real nice banger. I'm really digging his style and just his flow and his confidence on a track. He just brings a lot. It's just smooth shit. And same thing with the Rico Nasty single, new one with Gucci Mane and Don Toliver. Just a real smooth banger. I just love the flows on it, and it's a real just tight track. It's catchy. Another track from Rhapsody, featuring Bilal, if I'm not mistaken, that was really dope. It's just one of those, I heard it and I just think wow, this girl cannot do any fucking wrong, for real. Kanye West is an artist that I would used to say something like that about. He released his new single, Nah Nah Nah, and I mean, if you've heard it, I'm sure that shit was ass. And 2 years ago, I would have died for Kanye West. I was a real big fan, and I still am. I'll never stop loving that dude's music, for real, but Holy good God, that song was horrible. We got a new track from Static Selecta featuring Nas and Joey Badass. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was it. Real tight track. Definitely don't miss out on this one if you're a hip-hop fan. I'm sure you're already there. Stevie Wonder, what the fuck, came out of nowhere with 2 new singles, one of them featuring Chica, Corday, I'm pretty sure Rhapsody, and Busta Rhymes, and I've been listening to that one quite a bit. The second one really brought to me, but I want to give it another few listens. But Jesus Christ, Stevie Wonder just comes out of nowhere with 2 crazy good singles? Come on. And I also believe Kali Uchis dropped a new track that for some fucking reason I'm still sleeping on. I'm gonna listen to that right now for real. And White Armor, the producer for a lot of Blade stuff, a lot of Young Lean stuff, one of my favorite producers of recently. I've just been so blown away with all his stuff. 2 new singles out, dope shit. That's about it for this week, or at least this catch-up. Like I mentioned, I usually keep up every week with these videos. You know, if you know, you know. But as I mentioned, that's about it for today. So, you know, follow me on Twitter if you want to keep up more up to date with what we're doing over here. And Instagram, everything is all in the description as usual. And you can check out the podcast from last year if you want to hear more content from me and my boys. And that's about it. We'll see you guys next week. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get an Ariana Grande reaction out pretty quick when that new album comes out, because I'm very excited for it. What can I say? So peace. Have a good one.